The Bradford Heights Investigation, P.I.G, Paranormal Investigations Group. The EMF meter in Ethan's hand shrieked the moment they entered Bradford Heights. Jack Zagans watched his tech expert frown at the readings, tapping the device with practiced fingers. "This can't be right," Ethan muttered. "We're getting level 5 spikes everywhere." Beside them, Clara stumbled, catching herself against the wall. Her face had gone chalk white. "There's something wrong here, something rotten." Sophie already had her camera out, documenting Clara's reaction. As their skeptic and documentarian, she never missed a moment, even if she'd question it later. Could it be environmental? "Harris, what's the building's history?" Harris flipped through his research notes, glasses glinting in the dim hallway light. Built in 1950, first incident in 57, Earl Madden murdered his family in apartment 4B. 3 more copycats since then, all women. "That's our target apartment." Jack checked his equipment one last time. "Remember protocol. No one goes anywhere alone. Clara, you okay to continue?" Clara nodded, but her hands shook as she gripped her protective crystals. It wants something, someone. The building manager met them outside 4B, nervously jangling his keys. "Tenants keep complaining about voices, cold spots. Last resident vanished 2 weeks ago, left everything behind." "We'll take it from here," Jack assured him. As the manager hurried away, Jack turned to his team. "Ethan, set up command center in the living room. Sophie, photo documentation of every room. Harris, EMF baseline readings. Clara." He paused, noting her increasing pallor. "Stay with me." The apartment door swung open with a groan. Ethan's equipment died instantly, all of it. "What the?" He checked connections, batteries, everything's fully charged but completely dead. Sophie's camera shutter clicked rapidly, temperature dropping fast, 10 degrees in seconds. Clara gagged suddenly, doubling over. "I smell something rotten and cigarette smoke. Also, blood," she choked out. "I taste blood." Jack steadied her as Harris called from the bedroom. "You need to see this." Fresh blood drops dotted the hardwood floor, appearing as they watched. Sophie photographed them quickly before they vanished. "Impossible," she whispered. A gravelly voice whispered through Ethan's dead equipment. Pretty girls. Such pretty girls." The investigation had begun. Hours passed in a blur of escalating activity. Cold spots followed team members from room to room. Harris discovered newspaper articles about missing women spanning decades, all with similar descriptions: young, blonde, living alone. Then Clara began speaking in a voice that wasn't hers. "They're all mine now," she growled, her usual soft tone replaced by something dark and gravelly. "Pretty little things, all mine to keep." "Clara, fight it!" Jack held her shoulders as she swayed. The lights flickered, and Clara's eyes rolled back. When they opened, she spoke in a different voice, higher, frightened. "It's my husband. He won't let us leave," she whispered. "Any of us. He keeps us here." Ethan's equipment sparked to life, recording dozens of EVP signals simultaneously. Women's voices, crying, begging, screaming. Sophie's audio recorder captured a single phrase repeated in that horrible, gravelly whisper. "Mine to keep." Harris found it then, hidden in the walls. A ritual circle drawn in old blood. Photographs of missing women, occult symbols Jack had never seen before. "This is more than a haunting," Harris said, voice shaking. "Earl's building power. Each soul he takes makes him stronger." The temperature plummeted. Every light in the apartment died. In the darkness, they could hear something moving, circling them, never showing itself, but always there, always watching. Clara's hands began moving on their own, drawing symbols in the air as she chanted words none of them recognized. "She's never done this before," Jack whispered to Harris. "She can be a private person when it comes to this stuff," Harris replied. They fought back with everything they had. Jack supported Clara as she crafted a protection ritual on the spot, weaving energy and intention into an ancient charm she carried with. Ethan's equipment overloaded with spirit energy, exploding in showers of sparks. Sophie kept recording, even as the darkness seemed to pulse around them. Clara worked through the night, her newly discovered powers growing stronger as she created a binding spell. The team supported her, following her instructions, forming a circle of protection. When she placed her charm in the wall, an inhuman scream of rage shook the building. Jack filed the report immediately after. "Apartment 4B is a Class 5 danger zone, must not be rented, extreme risk to female tenants." But as they packed up their damaged equipment, Clara's face went pale again. "It's not over," she whispered, her hands shaking. "The binding spell will help, but he's too strong. He's waiting, watching. He'll find another victim. He always does." Sophie checked her recordings later. Every video was corrupted. The audio files contained only static, except for one, a gravelly voice whispering two words over and over: "Pretty girls." Harris documented everything, though he knew no one would heed the warnings. The building manager would rent the apartment again. Someone else would move in, and Earl would be waiting, unseen but always there.